No, no. You mean that was in there for? Nope. Wait, I guess I don't need the table, do I, Elma? Blah. Excuse me. I should say excuse you. Well, hello. Can I have that bench? That stool? Hey, everybody. All right, we got to move this a little bit. Oh, there you go. There we go. Okay. Huh. Hi, everybody. I'm a couple minutes late. Steve had made pizza, and so we were watching it, and up on TV popped the show. What was it? Extinct or Alive, and they were talking about the black Cape lion over in Africa, and I had to watch it. So I'm a couple minutes late. Hi, Jim. You did? You adopted a 14-year-old? That is just really, really awesome, Bella. That is really awesome. A lot of people wouldn't do that, and that is really awesome. That makes me really happy for her and for you. Well, as you all know, Cindy G, she's the one who wrote us a story for the Rescue Center for Halloween. And, all right, if I give you a little bit, will you stop? Will you stop begging?
There's a whole bunch on the floor, Keller.
To your left. I think it's all gone. I don't see any. Oh, then she'd have to really move. Hi, Pablo. Hey, Dark Cat. Hi, Nance. And so this one Cindy made for Thanksgiving. It's a little longer than the Halloween one. So, got to put up with me reading. And hi, April. And I purposely do not pre-read these because I like to be in the suspense of what the story is too. So, and then afterwards, I was going to see if any of you, and I know we have a lot of new people on, so a lot of you have not heard some of these stories. I don't have it on all of the kitties. Actually, is this the one? And I do have the stories on some different ones that I've added in over time. So if you want to have any of the stories, you can just ask if we have it. If I have it, I'll read it. If I don't, then I won't. So we can do that afterwards too, if you'd like to. Hi, Roz. Okay, well, let's get started on our story. Hi, Mitz. All right, and the story of this, and this is by Cindy G, is called The Mystery of the Bird That Flew the Coop. Thanksgiving. And no, this is based on the rescue center. Hey, Pania, now you've been a little picky today. Come here. Oh, come here. All right. Thanksgiving. It's one of the most memorable times of the year. The smells, the tastes, the football games, and yes, the dreaded overeating and tight pants. This Thanksgiving holiday, we have a great mystery for you. A mystery. It's the mystery of the bird that flew the coop, starring none other than the D-Man and his sidekicks. Oh boy, what these little guys won't do for some bird. And as sweet as they are, they do sometimes have a rebel side. The mystery begins with Mama Jacci awakening on Thanksgiving morning. She was preparing the Thanksgiving turkey for her family, but little did she know that her turkey was going to fly the coop. Isn't it funny how the wonderful smells can just fill a room and make you feel so comforted? Well, imagine what it did for the residents at FFRC. So, just sit back, grab a turkey leg, and watch this mystery unfold. Breakfast. It's one of the residents at FFRC's favorite meals of the day, and on this day, Thanksgiving, it was no different than any other. Or was it? DeRachel and his pals were gathered in the main area after a delicious meal of seafood pate and lickables mixed together. Yum, I'm stuffed, said DeRachel as he lay on the rug stretched out. Are you guys full too? He asked. It was pretty silent, aside from a few burps and stomach rumblings. Yeah, I think so, said Magic. How about you, Coralie? I have to be careful. I'm watching my girlish figure. It's strictly, perfectly chicken for me. Aw, come on, Coralie. You are beautiful just the way you are, said DeRachel. So true. After all, I am the queen. Hey, you know what I was just thinking, said Magic. What's that? They said. Isn't today some special day? You know, something like a holiday? They all just looked at each other as if the wheels were turning in their heads. You know what, said DeRachel. I think Magic is right. DeRachel looked at the calendar hanging on the wall by Mama Jackie's house. Look, guys, it says that today is Thanksgiving. Hey, wait a minute. Sniff, sniff, do you smell that? All at once their noses started smelling some of the smells of a Thanksgiving feast. Yeah, we do, they said. It smells like a turkey. I wonder if that's for us, Vernon said. No, I don't think so, you guys. I think Mama Jackie is cooking it for her family for dinner today, said DeRachel. You know, he's the smart guy. Well, what about us? We're family. Don't we get some turkey too, said Spiker. I don't know, Spiker. I don't think it's for us, said DeRachel. Gosh darn it. I want some of that turkey. It smells so good. We get turkey, said Walter. We do? Said Hensley. Yes, we get it from Fancy Feast. It's called turkey and giblets. Oh, is that the one with the gravy in it? Asked Vernon. That's the one, and it's pretty good, said Walter. I still think we should get some of the turkey from Mama Jackie's house, said Spiker. What do you think, Ramsay? He just loved the idea of a big old piece of white meat, pureed with gravy. The very thought of it made his mouth water. I think it sounds lish. All morning they sat and talked about how tasty the turkey would be, but how could they get it? Suddenly, the door to Mama Jackie's house swung open, and in bounced Hopi. Morning, everybody. What you doing? Hi, Hopi, they said. We're just sitting around thinking about how tasty that turkey would be. Do you think you could get us some? Asked Walter. How would I do that? She said. Come on, guys. Now you want to take Mama Jackie's turkey? And that's DeRachel. Once again, DeRachel didn't like the idea, but the thought of that turkey sure did sound delicious. Yeah, DeRachel pictured it. He closed his eyes and just think of that juicy bird and the crispy skin. It just melts in your mouth. DeRachel was torn. After all, he was the king of FFRC, and he had to set a good example. But that turkey smelled out of this world. Anyone have any ideas on how to get the turkey? Said DeRachel. I don't know. Let me think, said Magic. Maybe we could have Hopi help us get it. I just need to come up with a way of distracting Mama Jackie while I snag that bird. Anyone have any bright ideas? Asked Magic. They all looked at each other with that look of deep thought on their faces. Time was ticking and they needed a plan. I know, said Hensley. We could have Hopi open the door to the house, and then because Magic is so fast, he could slide through the door and into the house. Hopi could then go looking for cuddle time all the while Magic is slinking and lurking around the corner. When Hopi and Mama Jackie sit down on the couch, Magic can zoom in, grab the turkey off the counter. Bravo, said Ramsay. I couldn't have said it better myself. Go get me some turkey, please. Easy there, Rambo. We need to work out all the details, said Derecho. Okay, D-Man, one problem, said Spiker. What's the problem? Asked Derecho. Hope he can't reach the doorknob, so we need to figure out how to open it. Nice catch, Spiker, said Derecho. Why, you're a regular Sherlock Holmes. They all laughed at the thought of Spiker walking around in a cape-like coat with a pipe and carrying a magnifying glass. It's elementary, my dear D-Man, said Spiker. The only thing I can think of, said Derecho, is when someone goes up or comes downstairs, we need to be ready. What we can do is grab a small toy, and just before the door closes, we put the toy in it to keep it from closing. Who's going to watch the door? Asked Coralie. Do we have any volunteers? Raise your paw. Walter, my good buddy, you're it. Grab a toy, hide around the corner, and when the door opens, go for it, said Derecho. It will be like hide and seek. Walter rummaged around for the perfect toy to stick in the door. It had to be the right size, not too big and not too small. Aha, shouted Walter, I got it. He reached down and picked up a long fish shaped item filled with catnip. That should do it, he said. They all went about their morning as they waited for the door to Mama Jackie's to open. Geez, Walter said, this is like watching paint dry. Any other day that door is swinging like a pendulum, but not today. Hang in there, Walter, said Derecho. Maybe Papa Steve will come down with some empty boxes to throw out. Well, wouldn't you know it, the door opened, and out came Papa Steve with an empty box of kitty litter. Okay, now when he comes back up the stairs, that's when you make your move, said Derecho. A few minutes passed as Walter anxiously awaited Papa Steve's return. Psst, Walter, get ready, here he comes, whispered Derecho. 3, 2, 1, now! Walter ran to the door with the toy in his paw, and just as it was closing, he slipped the catnip toy in the door. Phew, I did it, said Walter. Great job, said Derecho. Several hours have passed since this mystery began, so that yummy turkey must be cooked by now. Okay, Magic, are you ready? Asked Derecho. I think so, but where is Hopi? I'll call her, said Magic. Hopi, 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 Hopi. Suddenly from around the corner, Hopi came running. You called me, she said. Yeah, are you ready? Operation Turkey Snag is underway. I think so, said Hopi. Do you know what you're going to do, said Magic. Yes, I'm going to be all cute as usual and get Mama Jackie to give me some cuddle time, said Hopi. Perfect. Make sure you go sit on the couch. I need her to leave the kitchen. Got it? I got it, Magic. Okay then, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Operation Turkey Snag in action. Good luck, guys, said Derecho. We will be waiting for you. Hopi and Magic disappeared through the door and went into the house. Geez, I hope they don't get caught, said Coralie. Yeah, Mama Jackie might get mad at us and take away our snackers, said Hensley. Meanwhile, Magic and Hopi are inside the house, moving ever so quietly, so as not to bring attention to themselves. Okay, Hopi, this is it. Go inside and work your magic. Hopi went in the door and went playfully over to Mama Jackie at the kitchen counter. She looked up and saw the beautifully browned turkey sitting there, fresh from the oven. Mama Jackie looked down as she sensed Hopi was there. Hi, Hopi, how's my girl? Hopi grew closer to her leg and started rubbing on her, looking for attention. Dinner is soon and Mama needs a break. Hopi couldn't believe it. The plan was working out great. Mama Jackie bent down and picked up Hopi, then headed over to the couch for some cuddle time, while Papa Steve was watching the Cleveland Browns game. Magic peeked from around the corner to make sure the coast was clear, and then dashed into the kitchen. He saw the turkey up on the counter, so he pulled himself up on the kitchen chair, then onto the table, and finally slid onto the counter. When he neared the turkey, his eyes grew big. Wow, that is the biggest bird I have ever seen. It's bigger than I am. Magic had to think quick on how to get the turkey off the counter. He knew it would still be hot, so he took the oven mitts and put one on each arm. Think, Magic, think, he said to himself. He looked around the kitchen for something to carry the turkey in, and lo and behold, he spotted an apron draped over the sink. He made his way over to the sink, and just as he grabbed the apron, he noticed Rachel's face was on it. Magic just looked and smiled and said, geez, the D-man's everywhere. Because remember, we have that apron with Rachel's face on it. He laid the apron out on the counter, then he pulled the turkey off the plate and onto the apron. He then wrapped the turkey but left the strings of the apron untied so he could lower the turkey to the floor. As he began lowering the turkey, he didn't notice that some of the turkey juice dripped on the counter and he almost slipped. Whoa, Magic caught himself just in time. I need to be careful, so as he held the apron strings with both front paws, he put the ends of them in his teeth for more stability. Just a few more inches and he would have the turkey on the floor. Touchdown! He made his way back down to the floor by sliding from the counter to the table and down the chair. Whew, almost there, he said. Finally, he was on the floor where he grabbed the apron strings and pulled the turkey behind him as he headed back to the main area. When he got to the door, he was so happy that they had left the toy in the door, so all he had to do was push it open. The others were waiting anxiously for Magic's return when suddenly the door to FFRC flew open. To everyone's surprise, there was Magic with the bird. Ta-da! I got it, he shouted. Meanwhile, Hopi was getting her cuddle time when suddenly she darted towards the kitchen and realized the mission was a success. The turkey was gone and there was no sign of Magic. Mama Jacci saw Hopi head to the kitchen and wondered what she was up to. Hopi, what are you up to? Hopi had already headed down to the main area to join the others for the turkey feast. Mama Jacci went to the kitchen and noticed the turkey was gone. Son of a gun, those little whippersnappers took the turkey. Little did they know that the turkey was for them. Oh, Mama Jacci was going to surprise them before she went to her family's for Thanksgiving dinner, so she headed down to the main area to surprise them, or so she thought. DeRachel and his pals were picking out on the turkey. Anyone for a leg, he asked. I'll have some more white meat, said Ramsey. I'll have a wing, said Coralie. You know what this turkey needs, said Hensley. What's that, said Magic. Gravy, he said. At that moment, the door to Mama Jacci's opened, and in she came with a surprise behind her back. DeRachel and his pals stopped in their tracks and looked at her with big, wide eyes for fear that they were in trouble. DeRachel, she said with excitement in her voice. Yes, Mama, he said, looking like the cat who ate the canary. The next time you steal a turkey, don't forget the gravy, as she pulled it from behind her back. Are we in trouble, they asked. No, the turkey was a surprise for you, but you beat me to it. I am going to my daughters for Thanksgiving dinner. We thought they were coming here and that you cooked it for them. We just wanted to be part of the family, they said. You are my family, said Mama Jacci, so yes, I did cook it for you. Enjoy and happy Thanksgiving. That's very, very, very cute. Cindy G, you are awesome. Love the story of Thanksgiving. And don't tell anybody yet, but I think she's making us a Christmas story too. Thank you, Cindy. Awesome story. Hang on a minute and we'll do the book, okay? Yeah, and how they all needed was catnip pie. And Dawn has a pie.
Pies.
Pies.
This one's still warm.
Okay.
So it needs
Okay.
and then you gotta put the whipped cream on that tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that needs to be refrigerated.
I will put that in right now and keep that out, right?
Yes. I don't know how you're gonna keep your cat out of it.
Nobody's gonna believe me I made these.
You're right.
I used to bake.
So yeah, don't leave that like that, because then it'll get too soft. It
Okay,
needs
oh,
to
so I
cool
should
off.
leave it open.
Yeah, it needs to cool off,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, did we decide on something?
Well, you're doing stories, we'll do that later.
Here, let me do.
Oh, her tail's getting fluffier and fluffier, isn't it?
Okay. My goodness, what a difference you are from when you were little. Just look at you now. Okay, get back to work, okay? Don't get comfortable. Do not get comfortable, okay? Yeah. Okay, come on. I know. There. No. I gotta work.
Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate
Have a
you.
nice trip
You,
tomorrow.
yep, we
The wind's
will.
supposed to die down.
Yeah, that's right. Boy, it's been fierce out there today. Yeah.
You heard about the gas pump at the barn?
No,
Blew over.
up here?
No, the barn over
Oh,
by Kroger.
no. What happened?
The gas tank blew.
Oh,
One of the where you
goodness.
pull up. It just blew over and it's
Whoa.
spewing gas out.
Oh my, that could have been a disaster. Ooh. That could have been
Right
really
across
bad.
from South Richland Fire Department, so they responded
Right,
fast.
because they're right across there, aren't they? Wow.
What you doing up there, Hope?
Hope said, I don't, yeah, I think I have seen her up there before. Yeah, okay.
Okay, happy Thanksgiving.
All right, yep, have a
Thank you,
wonderful
you
day
too.
tomorrow. And thank you, Dawn. I'll try to pull it off that I bake, but they'll know. To your left. All right. Well, thanks for bringing it too. Okay, folks. Wanted to show you, Tears got this for you, or for, whoops, for Pania. And it's the advent calendar for cats. Salmon and dried seaweed recipe cat treats, Trader Joe's. So Pania knows it's here. And each day she'll get to open one and have a little snacker. All right, so I've got my book of 100 stories and lots of other ones that we've added over, that I've added over time. So if there's a story that you would like to see if we have, I could read them. They're very, very short. Because you guys are about 30 seconds behind, I'm going to open my door and I've got another couple stories. So if there's anybody that you'd like to hear a story about, just pop up their name and I'll see if I have them. The recent ones, I don't. It has to be a little bit older ones. You're all right. The D-boys, Desmond and Danelle, are doing a little bit better. I just wanted them to kind of take it easy a little bit more than what they've been doing. The Pania story. Pania, Mods, you might have to help me if I miss a name to let me know, because it's hard to look at the screen and read. Pania, would you like to share your story? I think yours is in here. Yeah, I think it is. Pania, this is you. Here, look. That's you. So Pania's date of birth is April 12, 2012. She arrived here 11/19/12. And we've got What a Gorgeous Siamese. She was named for a sea maiden in New Zealand mythology, which is the subject of a famous statue called Pania of the Reef. She was found by someone who realized her eyes were a problem and brought her here to FFRC. To realize that she was outside by herself with her eye conditions saddened us. Our Pania was blind. She arrived here with two very bulging eyes. We felt she might have had a little sight when she first arrived, but as time went on, we realized things progressed in the damage to her eyes. Her right eye became much more swollen to the extent that it had to be removed. She still has her left eye, although there is no sight in it. That sure doesn't matter to Pania. She goes wherever she wants. Yes, she may bump into things, but that doesn't stop her. She even climbs high. Pania loves people, loves to be petted and fussed over. She also answers to her name. When you want Pania, you just say her name in a sing-song way, and she meows in an answer. And she especially loves her Auntie Napa. Right, Pania? Yeah, see, she says right. We love our Pania girl. And these are not an exact They're in alphabetical order according to a subject. Just a minute. Pasha. I saw Pasha up there. I'll get Pasha's. Thank you, Jim. This was Pasha, or is Pasha. Oh gosh, I don't think I have one on Weber, Rose. I don't think so. Pasha was brought to FFRC after being found near Defiance. She arrived on October 13, 2013. She appeared to have been thrown from a car days before as her wounds were dirty and scabby. Her lips and face were torn, her right front leg had a fracture, and she had a gash on her belly. Poor baby. Due to the severity of the fracture, there was nothing to do but to have the leg amputated. She came back that evening already feeling better, and it was so wonderful to see that she felt so good the next day. She's a whiz. She's here, there, and everywhere. Everything in the way of a toy is hers to discover and have fun with. We had to keep her face and lips clean so they would heal. Her belly wound healed quickly. Our friend Hannah and her mom, Connie, fell for Pasha. They actually helped take care of her before her surgery and just fell in love with her. For Hannah's 11th birthday, her parents surprised her with the news that she could adopt Pasha. She went to her new home on December 3, 2013. Thanks, Hannah and family, and we're sure glad that you have Pasha. Okay, and we have Coralie. Oh, do you know of all the cats here? Coralie is Steve's favorite. When Coralie was, you are so bad. When Coralie was laid up for so long, he would go out there in the mornings and the evenings and lay down on the floor with her and pet her and talk to her. Now Coralie, here we go. Okay, let me give her one thing. What are we gonna do to give you? Here, now then you have to stop a while, okay? All right. A human mama would probably say to her child, have you on your earmuffs? Check. Do you have your mittens? Check. What about your scarf? Check. And how about your boots? Check. We want anyone outside to be warm and safe. Not so the case with animals at times. It was January 8th, 2014. Oh my, it was so bitter cold. We had one winter storm after another. Coralie was outside. She found her way to a lady's back porch. That's all the further she could go. This lady found her laying on her side, stiff and covered in ice and snow. At first she thought the cat had passed away. Then a breath was taken. She whisked her inside and wrapped her in towels that were warmed from the dryer. Coralie was a year and a half old. We gave her the birthday of June 12/12. The next day, Coralie was brought to the Friends of Felines Rescue Center in Defiance. Many parts of her were frozen. Her ears, her tail, many toes on her on her forefeet, her rear ankles, and her chin. Such a sad thing to see, but Coralie was purring. We began the journey to help her. After much discussion with our vet, her treatments were started. All of her frostbite areas were slathered in special creams to enhance healing. Pain meds were given. She endured all of this like a sweet cat. She was a good patient even for her daily soaks to her back legs and front feet. We tried so hard to save all of these parts, and she fought the battle with us. Such a wonderful cat. Her first surgery was to remove her ear flaps that had turned black, and many of her toes had to be removed. But we were so happy that some of the front toes could be saved. Her tail, too, turned black and could not be saved. She was left with a tail stub, though. Coralie was here fairly close. Then we continued treatments on those rear legs, desperately trying to save them. But it was not to be. They simply wouldn't heal. They were causing so much pain, and a fix was not possible. Her first rear leg was removed. Shortly after that, her second rear leg was removed. Now we had a cat with a short tail, short ears, toes missing, and no rear legs. And what were we to do? As always, we let the cats decide. And Coralie decided to live. She's a spunky girl. She decided she loves life and was going to go on living. She is a survivor and is very happy. She is a permanent resident at FFRC, as she has a few body issues that would not make her good for an adoption. But no matter, she is rather like the queen of FFRC. We feel her ears are cute. Her chin, I remember that, healed so nicely. Her stubby tail waves and wiggles like any other cat tail, and she can go wherever she wants, whenever she wants to. Coralie has complete freedom in the entire rescue center. She tends to think of herself as the cat who needs to teach those whippersnapper kittens some manners. Watching her play with catnip toys always brings a smile to the volunteers. Every morning after breakfast, she loves to go into the towel cabinet for a nap. She has it all figured out. Go to the cabinet, stare at it, and then stare at the volunteer that is helping. We always get the message. She simply needs a bottom boost, and in she goes. To get out, she just pushes the door open. Coralie has also mastered the blink blink trick. Those gorgeous huge eyes of hers. She knows all she has to do is the blink trick, and we crumble. Extra pets and another treat. She has been pure joy to us. Coralie has taught us that a handicap doesn't have to be viewed as a problem. She carries on in life with a glad heart and with a purpose. To love, to keep those kittens in line, and to accept love from all of us. If Coralie could pass on a bit of advice, it would be to protect those outside pets. Be sure they have a warm place to be safe in, and good food and clean water. This is one of my favorite pictures of Coralie. It's a black and white picture, but it definitely shows how very happy she is. Yeah, her eyes say it all, don't they? Yeah, she's a babe. Just like you, huh? Is there another one? I'll give you a minute. We're off like 30, 40 seconds from each other. Ramsey was next. Now Ramsey's a newer one. I just did this one up a couple weeks ago. Ramsey is our CH cat, a Siamese. He came to us when he was just 3 months old, and he weighed just a mere 3 pounds. He came from Ohio. Yes, he is a severe CH cat, but let's concentrate on what he can do. Ramsey has trouble getting to the litter box, but he will potty when he's taken to the litter box. He just wants us to tote him there. He loves his brown box, the one that's usually right there. It's so much fun for him to play with the other kitties when he's on his brown box. He loves being on the up-high bed at my desk every morning. He gets to watch all the action from a different view. He also loves the princess bed in the cabana room. He can see outside and watch the cars go by too. He gets so excited when it's snacker time. You can tell he is so happy. He sure loves his snacks, and he's so smart. When we go by him, and if he wants an extra attention, he simply snags our legs and draws us back to him. And he's amazable because sometimes he just decides that he is going to get up and walk, and sometimes he does exactly that. We always cheer him on, and he has lots of fans. Yeah, he does get up every single once in a while. So Ramsey was next. Jem's keeping track. Oh. You know what? It's hard to work with you. Just a minute. Oh. I thought I had magentas, but I don't see it in here. I'll look again. Oh, Coralie did, yeah. There. She go around. Oh, trucker.
Thank you very much.
You know, my trucker's been gone for a little while now, a couple years. I couldn't even say his name when this first happened. That was really a hard one for me. For those that don't know Trucker, that was my boy. And he and Magic were the bestest of friends, and I just love them both so much. All right, what can we say about this boy? His personality just shines. He is a little kitten that had gone through more than what most cats have to endure, and yet he is fine. Mentally, emotionally, and physically, he is just fine. His heart shines through everything about him. Because of his leg problems, the family wanted to relinquish him to FFRC. We spoke to them about the importance of Spain, his mama. He was just 6 weeks old when he came. His rear legs were stiff like sticks, jutting out in front of him. Remember, they came up by his ears. Sometimes when he would eat, his back feet would be up by his ears. Those legs were a nuisance to him, always in his way. And if he wanted to go to the right, they would swing to the left. If he wanted to get into the litter box, they would poke the box, making it hard to get in. Sometimes getting a drink was darn near impossible. The back legs would bang into the dish in front of him. It was time to do something about this. We talked to our vets about it, and they were in agreement that those two back legs should be removed one at a time. He will do just fine without them, and actually much better. Well, October was his surgery month. On October 15, his right leg was removed, and 2 weeks later, his left rear leg was removed. He wasn't even home but a few hours, and he was already zipping around unencumbered by those stiff legs. The next morning, in protest of being in his pen, he climbed to the top of it by using his front legs. I remember that. This kitten is going to do just fine in his life. He is a tough one, full of fun, full to the brim with love, enjoys an adventure, and is everyone's friend. Here is an update all of you may be interested in. Trucker will be a permanent friend. The reason is his potty problems. Due to his brain not connecting all the way with his full bladder, he has accidents. We name them his trucker trails. He's fine here. It's easy to clean up. So his name is Trucker FFRC Moss. And you will be here for keeps, Trucker. So sometimes in the way of things, when something is not right for a while or it becomes a problem for a long time, sometimes that cancer does set in, and that is what happened with my boy. He had a lot of bowel problems, and it did eventually turn into cancer around his bum, and so we had to let him go. Yeah, he would scoot after me and howl at the doors for me, and he was just the best.
He had a howl that I've never heard from any other kitty.
Oh, okay.
And this one is on my Magic Boy. And remember, some of these were written quite a while ago. Friend Magic. Magic arrived here as a tiny kitten. In order for him to leave the rescue place he was at, he had to be declared that he was 8 weeks old, but in reality he was only 6 weeks old. I remember when Steve and I went to Tennessee to get him, when I, just 1 second. No, we are not gonna do that this time. There you go. Pay attention what we're saying. That's a good choice. I remember when Steve and I went to Tennessee to get him, when I held him for the first time. He was so small, seemed even smaller because his back legs were 100% pretzeled up under him. No matter, he was now an FFRC kitty, and we loved him so much. As he grew bigger, it was realized that those pretzel legs and tail very much interfered with his ability to potty. Both legs were removed in separate surgeries, and his tail was a third surgery. Freedom now was for Magic. He could zoom about and play and potty with no problems. He and Trucker became very best friends. They were soul cat brothers, and they both had my heart 100%. To this day, Magic is my special boy, my connection with Trucker. He is also my desk buddy. Each morning, he and Zelda are always at my desk, helping me with my computer work. Magic can zoom about with no trouble. He's as fast on 2 legs as other cats are with 4. And Magic arrived January 18, 2015. And his date of birth is December 6, 2014. So that's our Trucker story. I'm sorry, our Magic story. He's so strong, isn't he? He's got such strong muscles here. All right, do we have another next one, Jem? What are you doing? Is Magic over there?
Yeah. Did you want him?
No, it's okay. He's probably being busy.
He just wants to be scratched.
And his head scratched. Vern. The Burn boy. Let's see, he should be up here. There he is. There he is. Hi, my boy. Yes, I love you. He says, I'm so spoiled. Oh, so many of you folks probably haven't seen Vernon. It's all about Vern when he was a baby. Isn't he so wonderful?
He is.
This is Vernon's picture when he was a little baby boy. Can you see who that is, Karen?
I'm ready. Jacci.
It doesn't sound like Jesse.
And then this one.
That one. That one can come out, if you would.
And then stereo. Come on. You wanna come out?
Vernon. It's all Vern. This silvery gray tiger boy has stolen our hearts. He was a kitten with CH. He was found on a road in Henry County all by himself. Now, how does a baby at 6 weeks old with CH get in a position like that anyway? He wobbled his way right into our hearts. He is a moderate CH with all 4 legs affected and his slight head wobble. Nothing slows this boy down, though. He chases the other kittens, laser lights, and cats. Vernon has a chronic upper respiratory infection, although at this point, our vet says he's not contagious. And actually, he has very minimal problems with that anymore. He takes his nose drops like a pro, and Rachel has taught him the love of chicken. Rustle that chicken bag and Vernon will pop out wherever he is and come a-running. At mealtime preparation, you would think there is a lion bellowing for his food, but it's merely Vernon with his persistent meow letting us all know he is hungry again. And Vernon's date of birth is June 14, 14, and he arrived here July 26, 14, so he was just a baby. And his favorite thing now, you know, is uppies. He likes to be uppies. And you said Alma? I think you said Alma, Jim? Is there a more determined girl than our Alma? I think not. Alma arrived here from a vet's office in Pennsylvania. The vet tech that took care of her delivered her here herself to FFRC. Alma knew life as living in a pen flat on her side. You see, she is a cat with severe CH. She lived for months in the cage until a permanent home could be found for her, and that was us. We are so blessed to have her here at FFRC. After the second day of her life here, she was never again in a pen. And I want to just explain that just real quick. And the reason was she was given to a vet's office because the people there that found her didn't know what to do with a severe CH cat. So they took her to the vet's office, and while she was there, in caring for her, she had to be in a pen. But the vet tech is the one who personally took the good care of her. She was well cared for there. You could just see that glint in her eye. She was going to do something with her life, and that was to be happy. We tried a belt under her tummy. Nope, she didn't want that. We tried a walker for her to get around in. Nope, she really didn't want that. She wanted to get around by herself. Slowly, she figured out how to navigate in the back thumper's room. She learned that by leaning on walls, the refrigerator, the doors, she could get from one place to another. Then one day, there she was at the door. She was right back there at the door that comes into the main area. That door was opened and in she flopped. Yes, she still does do her flip-flop way of walking, but it's quite all right. We would never dream of taking away the opportunity for her to go where she wants to. So this precious girl leans, flips, falls, leans some more, flops, and she gets where she wants to go. And we are so proud of her. She was born February 22, 2013, and she arrived here 1 year later. And you know, Alma now sleeps a lot in this area, but she'll go way over on the other side. Today I saw her over in front of Patty's place, and I saw her also in my purple office. And she can get up and sometimes wobbles, but she does it. Oh, Jessie. Oh, Jessie. I'm always telling her that. Oh, Jessie, you are my girl. Hey, Mary, or Barb, is there any way to toss a few snackers or slide a plate of food up there to Jewel between the bars? Or rail?
I need to. Oh.
Here's a picture of Jessie. Yeah, help me remember. I'll bring Hopi. Oh, wait, let me do it now because she's right here. Hopi, Lumpy, look at her. Ba, ba, ba. She's still snorkely. She's a baby, aren't she? I love it when I go in and I do her Hopi, Hopi, Hop, 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 Hop. And she comes running. Yeah, and you all should see her when she plays in the house. Everything she does, her back legs are like this. She sprawls them out.
She doesn't walk, she runs.
Oh, she's a runner. Yeah, she's a pretty girl.
Okay.
I love her. She's just a sweetheart, aren't you? All right, Jessie. Jessie, what a beauty. Jessie had actually lived with her mom for many, many years. Jessie arrived at FFRC when she was 15. Definitely an oldster. She's part Maine Coon. Her markings are brown tiger and white. Her mom could no longer take care of her, so friends of hers helped her with arrangements to get her here to FFRC. Her mom even made sure that she had her checkup before coming to us. Jessie spends quite a bit of her day napping. She likes the sunshine coming in the windows, but there's a part of the day that she walks and walks around the rescue center, just checking things out. She has a nice personality. Every once in a while, she'll find a catnip toy that pleases her and plays and plays. Her health is good, and she loves her special meals that she receives. Her birthday is April 22, 1999, and she arrived here May 26, 2014. Little update on Jessie. She's now 20. She's doing really, really well. She has no teeth. Doesn't matter to her. She eats everything and anything. And when Jessie meows, we all respond. Was that Kiera was next? JK. Here's Kiera. Here's her picture. Looking all smug there. Says Kiera. Such a scared, sad kitten when she first arrived. She arrived when she was just 7 weeks old in 2007. Kiera grew to be braver and learned that it's very nice to be petted and loved on. She has a wonderful purr. She grew, was spayed, and soon was up for adoption. Her first adoption happened, and within 24 hours she was returned. The reason is she cried, and she cried, and she cried some more. The family was so worried about her not being happy, they just brought her back and adopted a different cat. We gave Kiera some adjustment time. Next came another adoption. These people visited her a couple times so that she would know them. They took her home and they had her for 7 days. Kiera hid in fear, refused to eat, and was plainly unhappy. She was returned again, and they too adopted a different cat. Now we were worried. What's to happen to Kiera? As time went on, another family fell for her. And they actually visited, I remember, they visited her many times before the official adoption date so that Kiera would know them well. We all felt sure that she would be fine, as Kiera really seemed to like them. And they kept her for 3 weeks. During that time, we kept in contact with them. Kiera spent most of her time behind the microwave or the washer. They said she hardly would eat. As much as they wanted this to work, they felt so sorry for her, and she was brought back again. We left her out of the crate, out-walked a skinnier Kiera, and she walked straight to the food dish and ate. I will never forget that she did that. I was like, you rascal. Yeah, and I put on here, I'll never forget that date. I opened it up, and within 10 seconds, she was eating. She was back home again.
And guess who just came up on the counter?
And there's our babe.
Uh-oh, where do I
Yep,
go?
just scooch this way a little.
Uh-oh, no, I
Oops.
don't want to be that close. Here, you do it.
Here's our Kiera. Where you going? You gonna get down there? Okay, here. See, she says, I want my food,
I
Barb.
think she was up here on the counter.
She was back home again. This time we made the decision that Kiera was here to stay. It wouldn't be fair to put her through a 4th time. She obviously planned to stay here at FFRC. She is now 9, which now actually she is 12, and she's a very happy cat. Occasionally, when there's a big scary noise or thunder, she gets very worried. We simply put her in June's room or the towel cabinets, open the cabinet door, and let her stay there until the scary things are over. There's always a bed ready for her in the cabinet just in case it's needed. She's a beauty, and we so enjoy having her. Sometimes one of her favorite things to do is to lay on the yellow table when the laundry comes out. She likes to get underneath it. Lucy's next. Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. Uh-oh, I think. Oh, dear. I think Lucy's one I don't have. Let me check again. I don't have Lucy. I don't have Lucy.
Here, Kiara.
I can tell you a couple things about Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucy had been at a cat rescue, and we had been asked to take her, and we were going to take her, and then, if I remember this all correctly, they had she's out. Yeah, we just did like 10 minutes ago. I am so sorry. But he's looking at you.
Yeah, but I want to clean this out.
But there had been a mistake in that her tag on her cage was not put on there, that she was spoken for by us. And so they took her to this pet store, and somebody there saw her and wanted her. And we had, before that commitment happened, we had called the pet store and said, hey, she was taken up there accidentally. She's supposed to come here to FFRC. Anyhow, the whole thing got kind of messy, and anyhow, this young lady adopted her and took her home. And I talked to her a couple times, and I had told her, if you can't do this with Lucy, we want to take her. We still want her. So she did call after a fairly short amount of time, and we did get Lucy here. So she's not a severe CH, but she is a moderate CH. She does spend a lot of time on her side, but she can get up and walk. She does do a lot of her flippy floppy stuff. She's one of my desk kitties. She likes to be up high, like my desk cabinets are maybe that tall, and there's a bed there that I'll put her or Ramsey in, or on my desk. It's raised up a little bit where the table is to hold the monitors, and I shove her bum under there, and so she stays there for a long time on top of the counter. So she's a wonderful cat. We love her to pieces. She's very talkative, and she bosses me every morning.
She loves to eat.
She loves to eat. And she tells me every morning, when it's like she knows when we get done with things, that she starts her meow, meow, and that's her, I'm ready to go work at the desk. Marilyn. I believe I have Marilyn. Some of these I don't have. And I don't think I do have Marilyn. Let me see if I made hers up. I don't have Marilyn. I am so sorry. I don't have Marilyn. I'm sorry. Canby? I think we have Canby. I have to do these over again and get some of them that we haven't written up, done. Canby. You know, Canby was just a little girl when she first came. This was a kitty picture of her. Canby. This is our sweet Canby. She arrived as just a little tiny baby with a severe upper respiratory infection. She was just a found kitten. No one knows where she came from. No mama, no siblings with her. Her respiratory infection left her with a small scar on one of her eyes, but she can still see just fine. She also has a chronic nasal problem that unfortunately will be with her all her life. Does Canby care? Nope, I don't believe so. She runs with the best of them, plays till exhausted, and then plays some more. When she finds her new home, they would just have to be attentive to her respiratory needs. She's such a pretty brown tiger with her front white toes. Canby loves dogs, especially Janie, and remember Cammy? She will jump into their room. She would jump over the door, the glass door, just to be with them. She and Janie snuggle all the time and in the same bed. She's so smart. As soon as she hears the door click of the dog's room, off she goes to follow them to the outside door. She is adorable. She is a special needs kitty because of her nasal problem, but she's a very loving kitty. Her birthday is May 7, 2013. Yeah, gosh, you forget when they come in how small they were. And she arrived here June 9th, 2013. Now since then we have changed her position here. She is not up for adoption. She has way too many nasal problems, and it's just would be a little unreasonable to ask somebody, especially with carpet in their house, to deal with all the cleanup that we do here for her. So she's happy here. And besides, Janie needs her. Janie needs her. Zelda. Oh, I think I have her up here, maybe. I know I have her story somewhere. What happened after our Fiverr Friday, I didn't get all my papers put back together. Let me see if she's in this one. You're okay. You're all right. Zelda. A viewer friend from Australia gave Zelda her name. This wonderful girl came to us when she was a yearling. Poor girl was bone thin. She was actually retrieved from between two walls. One was a cement wall and the other was a brick wall. She was stuck there with her back legs moving and moving, trying to get out. This movement created big sores on both of her bony hips, but they healed quickly. Her front shoulders were so very sore. She still to this day has trouble with her front legs, which causes her to limp. The vets say it was from the damage from her being stuck. Well, over time, do you need me to hold him, Barb?
I'm good.
Okay. Over time, Zelda started following me around, and I started seeking her out. I knew I loved her, and I knew she loved me. I thought it would be wonderful to make her a resident, just so I could keep her forever. But my policy is, if they are adoptable, we need to let them be adopted so they will have their very own special home. And I meant to stick to that. Then one day a lady came who had seen Zelda on the cam and was interested in adopting her. That put me in a position of panic. I showed her Zelda and pointed out her limpiness, that would be with her forever, thinking that would deter her. Then I started showing her lots of cute kitties in hopes that she would rather have one of them. While she was looking at these cute kitties, I slipped Zelda into the dog's room so she would maybe forget about Zelda. I know that was awful of me, but I couldn't help it. Then I had to run in the house to get something, and when I came out, I went to the lady to see if she had decided on which kitten she wanted. And there on her lap was Zelda. Oh my gosh, I thought my heart was going to flip out. Someone here had seen her in the dog's room and knew she wasn't normally there, so they left her out. I admit that's when I turned into a bawling baby. It's true. Saying I couldn't let Zelda go. It took something like that for me to realize that Zelda did indeed have to stay. I was honest with the lady and told her I even tried to hide her. She so graciously told me that Zelda was indeed mine and I should adopt her. So Zelda is now Zelda Belda Moss Girl. And Zelda is also known as our box cat. Most always when it's box time, here comes Zelda to preside over the nightly fun. Frequently, she can be seen hanging over the edge of a box, just watching you folks on the cam. And here's one of her younger day pictures. Do you remember that, Rose? Yeah, that was embarrassing, but I just couldn't help it. Yeah, the new ones I don't have stories on. Yeah. Jim, you got any more? Oh, you all know our friend. Oh, wait a minute. That was. Oh, hang on here. Okay.
Perfect time.
Okay, all right, I will. That's a good idea. Savan. Many of you know Savan. She's our Covey cat. And Patience. I'll get Patience in too. Savan, of course, is a Covey. She came to us in 2004 as a 1-year-old, which makes her 13 then, but now Savan is 16 years old. Savan was declared not needed and was put out. The neighbor picked her up and took her over to Dr. Pettigrew's at Bryan. Savan declares herself boss of the Coveys. She barely recognizes Anani as the mayor. When Savan arrived, she was a skinny mini. She was so worried about the lack of food when she was outside that she has stocked up. Our skinny mini has turned into a 17-pound cat. But as she says, it's not all chunk. She's just a big bone girl, and I, for one, believe her. Her very favorite toy in the world is playing with a tracker round toy. She lays there and bats that ball around and around. I do believe she calls that her exercise. Her other favorite thing is to lay in the sun on the cement sidewalk, her back legs stretched out way behind her. Savan loves to be petted, and we're so happy to have her as a Covey. She arrived here January 10 of '04, and her birthday is January 15 of '03. So she was just a 1-year-old. Patience. Oh, my wonderful Patience. Patience was a very special kitty to us. This picture's a little distorted, but she's on a colorful rocking chair that we had at that time. She was always a mommy to the kitties. Do you remember when we reminded you? Oh, yeah. You did. Yeah, I do remember that. And I kind of miss that at night, especially. Yeah. Patience. You all know how I feel about Zelda. Patience was the same way. On July 21, 2002, we had some young kids come for a visit at the rescue center. The girl told me that her parents took their old calico cat that was declawed to the shelter because she had fleas, and she was scheduled to be put to sleep the next day if no one gave her a home. She was 10 years old at the time. I told this girl if she could have her family go get her and bring her here, we would take her. We didn't hear back from them, but the next morning on the doorstep was a crate with an older calico declawed cat, complete with the fleas. No note of explanation, but obviously was the same cat. So we took her in, fed her, rid her of her fleas, and set her up in a nice pen. On the second day, she looked like she would like to come out, so we opened the door, and that was the last time we saw her for 17 days. 17 days. She just disappeared. We all searched high and low, even went outside. It was like she just disappeared into thin air. Volunteers came and looked, day after day after day. No calico cat. We hadn't even named her yet. Our rescue center was due for an overhaul. We wanted to change rooms around and rearrange. Now the date to do this was still days away, but one day we happened to have a few extra volunteers here, and decided to start the rearranging then. And I was so grateful that we did. In the kitty campus room was a big pin that we wanted here in the main area. It couldn't fit right against the back wall because of how the room was. Bill, Angie, and a couple other friends started to move this pin out, which had a covered bottom clear down to the floor. When Bill says, "Who is this cat?" we all looked and cried. It was our missing calico cat. This truly broke my heart. To think she was there all along, and didn't meow for us to help her. Remember, she was declawed and had to have slipped off the back of this pin to the floor and then just stayed under the pin. She couldn't climb out. Once there was no way to squeeze out. Did she have food? Maybe a few crumbles that slipped underneath the bottom? Water? I don't know how she could have, but she was found and desperately needed help. She was emaciated and severely dehydrated. We stopped all things to start attending to her. IV fluids were given and tons of holding. I remember sitting on the stool with her wrapped in a blanket, and I promised her if she survived, she would never have to leave. We would give her a home forever, and she was given a name right then, Patience. She had patiently waited for us to find her. It was a rough battle, though. For 4 weeks she was tube fed because she simply would not eat by herself. A consultation with the vets wasn't encouraging. They thought that she would probably not make it, and it was truly beginning to feel that way. It was decided that we would give her a little more time. Then on a wonderful day, one of the volunteers hollered out, "Patience just drank some water." I will never forget that. It was right over there on a counter that we had. What joy we felt. A few days later, she started to eat. We were so happy. No more tube feeding for Patience. Patience came to be much needed here at FFRC. She had a special way with the kittens and would bathe any of them that came and laid with her. We kept her in a pen that she stayed in for years. I should clarify, she wasn't kept in the pen. She had her own pen that she picked. We kept it open. It was right here. She could go in and out of it any time that she wanted, and she always went in there at night. We fed her there. She picked that as hers. It was always called Patience's pen, and actually has Patience's name at the top. She stayed with us for many years before she passed away at the age of 16. She was a beautiful girl and was much loved. Patience has her picture on a magazine when we won the Animal Planet Cat Hero of the Year award. She was on the same rocking chair. This pin here, we have 4 pins here, and this one at the top has her name that was on her pin, Patience's pin, and it's at the top of that pin. I'll always keep that there. I wrote these, Anne Marie, long time ago, years ago.
Hey, you two.
I can do a couple more if you have any more.
Fern.
I know I don't have Sanchita, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have these on all of them. Spiker, I think I do.
Come on.
Spiker was one of the ones came after I did this book, so I did write one up on him. Spiker, our Spiker Doodle Boy, as he's affectionately called. He came from Fat Cat Rescue in Illinois, and he was only 4 little months old. Spiker is a happy boy and loves to be petted. He's everyone's friend, whether you're a kitten, a cat, or a person. He's just the most agreeable boy ever. Spiker is a moderate CH cat, and he's right down here. There he is. He says, "I'm heading to my couch." You gonna hop up there, bub? That's his couch. One time I put a remote by him and took his picture. He doesn't climb, but he sure goes everywhere on the floor, and his favorite place to sleep is his couch, just his level. It's so comfortable for him. Spiker is a happy boy all the time. He's happy with himself or in a pile of kittens. And even if there's a little tiff in the rescue center, which doesn't happen too often, he's cool, calm, and collected. He arrived here December 1, 2016, and his birthday is July 28, 2016. So he was just a little boy when he came. And, Neeks. Jim, I kind of missed if there was another one on him. Or excuse me, another name that you gave me. What? Are you chirping? Are you chirping?
You good?
How about if I read DeRachel's story?
Better wait.
Okay, we'll read DeRachel.
Go a little more.
Hey, wait for me. I can't keep up. Where'd my mama and siblings go? What a lonely feeling that must have felt like for DeRachel. He was just a wee kitty of 7 weeks old when he arrived at Friends of Felines Rescue Center on July 4th, 2012. His mama had the kittens in a wood pile. When they were 7 weeks old, she wanted to move them to a different location. DeRachel, being a CH, cerebellar hypoplasia kitten, simply could not keep up and was left behind. A family had been watching over this litter and brought him to FFRC in defiance. Us. DeRachel, the love of FFRC, the D-man, the cat that then started it all. DeRachel was among one of our very first CH cats at FFRC. When he arrived, Defiance had just experienced a magnificent storm called a derecho. We just knew that this kitten was destined to also be magnificent, and so was named this big name. Derecho is a moderate CH cat. He has learned, it's the Coranda Tower. I think the wind is getting to him. He has learned how to spread his legs for balance. He wobbles and wiggles and falls, but he goes on again and again, and through pure determination gets to where he wants to go. This cat has never given up. He has a heart of gold and has comforted many people who need an emotional boost. He has bathed and tended so many kittens that needed him as their Uncle Derecho. He is the peacekeeper of FFRC, just a very gentle-spirited boy. He has also opened our hearts here at FFRC to help other CH cats. We felt called upon to do this. Derecho showed us that with help, he could live a very happy, contented life and to bring joy to others. We wanted to give that to other CH cats. We have since taken on dozens of these special needs cats. Many of them are adopted to their forever homes. Derecho is an example of what it takes to get on with living. One thing that he has never done is to feel sorry for himself. Life is too important. Life is awesome. Life is what we make it. And oh, can he play. I know one person that keeps a picture of Derecho close to her while she handles her chemo treatment, thinking, if Derecho can do what he does, then she too can be determined and get through her treatments. Derecho has found his home. It's here at FFRC. He has a few potty issues that would make it hard for him to be cared for in a home. We consider him at home with dozens of aunties and uncles that are volunteers. Derecho has lived up to something big, and that was in him. He has taught us so many things, and it is all good. He continues to this day to show us what it means to be determined. He inspires hope and friendship and a willingness to keep on trying. We weathered the Derecho storm, and now our Derecho is our sunshine. He will always be here. Okay, I can maybe do one more. Do you want me to pick out one? I just love them all. Oh, Cutie or Asha. Okay, we'll do Cutie or Asha, and then, here's, I got Cutie right here in front of me. So we'll do Cutie and we'll call it quits after this one then. Okay, thank you, Sue. Here's Asha. When Asha first came here, she was cream color. She was very, very light. Asha is a resident here. She was born May 10th, 2010, and arrived here March 7, 2011. Asha came to the rescue center with a bum front leg. It had been badly broken, and with no vet care, it healed in a very odd position. It looked like a W. I remember when she came and I took her out, that's when we had Earth Angels, our clinic. It looked like a W, and it was badly fractured and just left to heal as it was. A friend of FFRC, CJ Cry, called the rescue center and asked if we could help this girl. She was at a shelter about 45 minutes away. There she was going to be placed in a farm home as she was deemed a feral cat. We decided that we would like to help her. So Paul went and picked her up. I know he talked to her the entire way home, and CJ was very happy. She named her Asha. Asha's leg made her miserable. It must have been very painful. We made the decision to remove the leg, and since that day forward, she has been a happy girl. She feels good. She loves her head rubs. She loves to eat and be talked to, and she is famous for the headbutts that she gives us. She's the best at that. As she has gotten a bit older, her fur went from a light cream to the very dark chocolate. She is a true beauty. She's also known as Asha. We call her so many different Ashan ways. Another reason she's extra special is that the two people involved in her rescue, Paul and CJ, have both passed away, and she is our tie to them. And she is a sweetheart. Yep.
Did somebody forget you or
Well,
He was still waiting
I
to
got
pee.
just one
So I
more
wanted
thing to mention here
Leave him in there a little bit.
that
He might be
Mary
ready.
Mary Archibald has been working on. You did this last year too, right?
Yeah.
Mary made the 2019 calendars of all FFRC kitties, and she's done it again for 2020. They're going to be in when?
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
So I will bring them here on Friday.
Friday. So they will be here. Let's even actually get the date on that. Friday the 6th.
Yep.
Friday, December 6th, they will be here. And so we can start mailing them out on December 9th. And they will be up for sale. And they are $20 a calendar. That includes the shipping. So you don't have to worry about the shipping. It does include shipping. There's 12 months, 12 kitties. And I only know
Sometimes a month has two kitties.
2 kitties in it. And I only
Or-
know what 1 kitty is. She won't tell me.
2 animals.
Or 2 animals. Okay. Only Mary
No
knows.
possums and no raccoons.
So
Yeah, poor Jackie doesn't know.
I don't know.
She knows one of the kitties in the calendar, and that's it.
That's it. She won't
So
tell
we're going to
me.
have her open it on the webcam next Friday.
Yep. So next
so that
Friday.
everybody sees it for the first time
Yep.
together.
So a week from tonight, when Mary comes, she'll have the calendars. No. That's 2 weeks, isn't it? Holy
No,
mackerel!
that's next week.
Oh my gosh! I'm nowhere near ready for this.
Don't make me work another Friday.
Yeah, poor Barb keeps thinking today's Friday. So a week from this Friday, they will be here, and I'll open it on cam and show them to you. And they will be, we already know, they will be $20, but that does include all the shipping. And we'll be happy to get those out to you. Yeah, I gotta go to bed. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. And I am going to have some pumpkin pie. I enjoy chatting with you guys all the time. I love it. And you guys are just the best, and I appreciate you.
Break. My feet hurt.
Thank you, Dark Cat.
Did you get Ramsey out then?
Yeah, she's right here eating.
Okay. Well, hopefully he did
All right,
something
so
then.
in a couple more days,
Did you
probably
see
you'll
what we put in?
you'll see Desmond and Danelle back out here. I just want them
She is-
back there. That room's is
container.
pretty toasty, and they're up high, and I can keep track, make sure they're eating, because they both lost a tiny bit of weight. Desmond and Danelle.
Okay.
But they're energetic, and they're fine. They'll be fine. So
Are they still eating what they
you
were?
are very
the
welcome.
kid
Yeah.
food and the baby food?
Well, no, they haven't been liking that.
Oh, okay.
Juicy, and I've been adding a little KMR today,
Okay.
and so they are eating it.
Okay.
And the kitty that's on the floor,
Yes.
the gray one, she likes something with KMR in it too, but
Okay.
not sloppy, just enough to make it yummy.
Okay.
Okay. And tomorrow morning the kitties get turkey for their breakfast. You are all very welcome. I love spending time with you. I wish I had more time
Do you want
to do that. Sometimes I feel like my day is
Okay.
just too zooming fast, too much sometimes. But it's all good.
Calling all of us the wrong name today.
yeah, I've been calling the kitties wrong names and people wrong names today, and that's when I know it's like time to take a slow day.
My dad used to do that.
Uh-huh.
He'd go through all the kids before
Yeah.
he got to the right name.
I called one volunteer earlier this week all my kids' names, and then she just let me keep on going. Oh gosh, yeah. Tomorrow trivia's at 2:00. That will be fun. We're gonna leave right around that time to go to my sister's house.
What? When she
All right,
She'll
folks,
call me Beth.
please take
I'm Beth
care.
this year.
If you're in some of the bad weather zones, be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you all later. Mary's gonna be here a while tonight. She's got lots of stocking.
Yeah, man.
And Kitty City is coming up. Oh my gosh.
You mean Kitty Christmas?
I mean Kitty Christmas. So when you're here, that's the Kitty Christmas Eve, isn't it?
Correct.
Holy
That's why
moly.
I thought it'd be a good time to.
Yeah, that's Kitty Christmas Eve next a week. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Makes me excited.
I can't believe it's the beginning of December.
I can't either.
Me neither.
Okay, Elma, girl. There you go. All right, y'all take care. Yep, nighty night. Thanks, Dark Cat. Yep. All right, these go in. We better keep Ponya's yum yums from Trader Joe's.
Oh my.
Isn't that cool? He gets that.
Is this yours?
Oh, that's for Jackie.
Okay.
I thought I put it down somewhere. I just
Oh.
don't know where.
Okay,
You can
Can
wait. I would say
Oh.
wait.
till next Friday.
Well, till I
Or-
see my credit card statement at least.
Oh, okay.
But I knew there was something else I was going to tell you.